the email from Friday, the United States Attorney's Office for
What it says is DA Fitzpatrick's plea offers offends justice, protects Marcy Correctional officers and nurses. Public trial is justice. Notice and link to video is attached. To U.S. Attorney. My name is Desiree Yagan, a resident of Syracuse, New York. I am writing to you about District Attorney William Fitzpatrick's plea offer to the Marcy Guards. In addition to his assigning the 3 Marcy prison nurses as cooperating witnesses when the facts clearly warrant prosecution for complicity. District Attorney William Fitzpatrick, on March 31st, 2025, in open court at the pretrial hearing, announced he has emailed a plea offer to each defendant's counsel, stated he has been in communication with the Assistant U.S. Attorney Katie Hartford about the possible prosecution of Marcy prison guards and the plea offer. District Attorney William Fitzpatrick said he is recommended to the U.S. Attorney Rochester office agree not to prosecute all Marcy guards who accept his plea offer. It is unconscionable. Plea offers are made by a district attorney when a jury may not be convinced of guilt. And homicide plea agreements are offered when evidence is not sufficient to convict. Plea bargains are not made in case of heinous crimes with overwhelming evidence of defendant's guilt. Plea bargains are made with defendants in such criminal cases and judicial economy. Considerations include the type of crime, whether heinous, warranting a public trial. Marcy Correctional officers viciously beat a handcuffed inmate. It is obvious these guards and prison nurses have a history of cooperation. It is not an aberration, it is a practice. Nurses and doctors are critical to protecting the guards by falsifying medical records, writing tickets against inmates, and providing statements for the COs, correctional officers, use of force reports. Marcy Correctional Facility nurses were not in fear. It is what they do. Advise and cover up. You know this is true. It is documented by Canny, whose duty is oversight of New York State prisons and jails. This is important. It's about Adam Lafferty, who was killed at 5 Points Correctional Facility on December 22nd, 2024, which no question there is a cover-up on a massive scale in the state of New York because, well, it's stated here. Okay, such as occurred with inmate Adam Lafferty at 5 Points Prison, whose death was orchestrated by the guards on December 22nd, whose death was orchestrated by the guards on December 22nd, 2024. Oh, you haven't heard of it? I'm not surprised if you haven't. It's reported nowhere. No press release, nothing. No, what I'm talking about is New York Attorney General's office, New York State Police, nowhere. Such as occurred with the inmate of Adam Lafferty at 5 Points Prison, whose death was orchestrated by the guards on December 22nd, 2024. I make that based on the records in the Western District of New York. Adam Lafferty versus Sheriff Barry Virts, VIRTS, Wayne County Sheriff et al. The correctional officer's named. Then he sought to amend his complaint and name the numerous correctional officers, the nurses, the doctor, Christopher Wright, and of course would have named, no question, many others, including and certainly named the supervisor of 5 Points Correctional Facility and the deputy supervisor of security, and that would be Thomas Delmar, who's definitely implicated, had full knowledge, and also engaged in a cover-up, as illustrated by his declaration they filed in 2023 objecting to Adam Lafferty's motion for temporary restraining order and for transfer out of 5 Points Correctional Facility, as he stated, quote, "before I am killed by the guards." Okay, so let's get here back to Adam Lafferty. Adam Lafferty's federal lawsuit has evidence against 5 Points prison guards, nurses, Dr. Wright, DSS, Thomas Delmar, see his declaration, and officials. Adam Lafferty, an inmate, murdered in a cell at 5 Points Prison "13 days after Robert Brooks. Yet Lafferty's homicide has only been reported by Finger Lakes Times and FingerLakes1.com. Media blackout. New York Attorney General's Office, New York State Police, and Seneca County DA John Nabinger have not issued a press release or statement about the investigating his death. Yet if you email them, they will acknowledge that they are investigating. But they simply won't issue a formal press release, news release by the New York State Police. No statement, nothing. Apparently they're using the Finger Lakes Times, the Finger Lakes Daily News as their press office, which is obviously outrageous and not how these agencies operate. And certainly that's part of the reason why the main media has not reported on Adam Lafferty, because they rely on the news releases, the press releases, formal news release from Attorney General's office. Read this. Media blackout. New York Attorney General's Office, New York State Police, and Seneca County DA John Nabinger have not issued a press release or statement about investigating Adam Lafferty's death. I have attached a link to my video on YouTube channel and an information card, which I will be distributing to inform the public. I will be publishing a new video on District Attorney Fitzpatrick's discussions with the U.S. Attorney, Western District of New York. Please confirm this email was received. Important as I am a target of hacking and cannot rely on it being received. Of course, also, I want to make certain that it's been read. No plausible deniability. Not that the U.S. Attorney's Office, Western District of New York, would need some sort of deniability as to not having read my emails, but actually I have a basis for not trusting any agency as having received and read my correspondence with officials. Okay, so please confirm this email was received. Important as I'm a target of hacking, cannot rely on it being received. Based on facts above, request U.S. Attorney investigate murder of Adam Lafferty. Evidence implicates the entire facility, correctional officers, nurses, Dr. Wright, and prison officials. I will follow up with you on Monday, April 21st, 2025. Letter revised, sent again today. Desiree, Yagan. Okay, and as you can see, there's my YouTube video right there. Okay, and my public notification card that I will be handing out just so that people will, the public and the citizens will become aware. So further expose the serious issue of murders by the correctional guards and prisons in the state of New York.
The email from Friday, the United States Attorney's Office for the Western District, as I think all counsel are aware, is investigating this matter. I am not authorized to speak for the United States Attorney. I have spoken to the Assistant United States Attorney who is handling the matter, and this may assist counsel in discussing the resolution of this with his client. They are actively pursuing the matter. I have suggested to them that the dispositions I have offered would satisfy the case completely. They have not agreed to that, but they did respond in a favorable manner, indicating they would consider that.